You're on the left, you're depending on an 82-year-old man in the year 2024. 82.
Uh-oh. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys all being here. Make sure you follow me on all these platforms you see listed up here. Appreciate if you do that. All right, y'all. So you guys all saw the intro right there. And let me just tell you this. Stephen A was a sports commentator. A lot of things that Stephen A talk about, I agree with. A lot of things he talk about, I don't agree with. But when somebody is making points, and I just want to present it from an aspect that there are people that are left-leaning. There are people that are not for Trump that still can make valid points. This is what I tell y'all. That's why I say I'm not for the left. I'm not for the right. I'm for the up. The things that I do, the things that I say don't come from no influence from nobody in the Republican or no influence from nobody from the Democrat. It comes from spiritual influences, period. And that's what I go up against. That's why the Bible said we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against spiritual wickedness in high places. I'm battling with the spirits that's behind what is motivating people to do what they do. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there before I get into this video, because this is going to be one of those videos where I'm going to have it pulled up. I'm going to follow along and kind of go through some of the points that's been thrown around in here. Let me make sure I got this all nicely set up and looking good for y'all so we can go through this together. All right, Stephen A right here, folks, and I'm going to shrink myself a little bit, and we're going to go through this together. So hit that like button before we do this, all right? 5 seconds. Hit it so it can be circulated within the YouTube algorithm and so my videos can keep being recommended to you. Let's go.
You can support Trump, you can be against him. You the Dems, you in trouble. The man got 4 indictments, 91 counts. And every time they indict him on something or convict him on something in a civil trial or a bad moment takes place in a criminal case, he gets more campaign dollars. He won't go away. He puts cats to shame. 9 lives. This brother got 19. He won't stop. He keeps coming. He will not stop. And he talks smack along the way. Vivek Ramaswamy out. Chris Christie out. Ron DeSantis. We haven't found. There's an APB out for Ron DeSantis. Can't find him. Nikki Haley held on forever until Super Tuesday, went out the door where everybody knew you were going. What took you so long? This is what it is. I'm not sitting up there. Is there anything that I said that spoke on policy?
Now, no, no, he didn't. And you know what? I'm going to say this a little later on. I'm going to write this down real quick because that's something I think that's very important, especially among the black community, because a lot of people don't look into that very thing he just said is policy. But we're going to get back to that. But what he just got done saying, no, he did not. And one of the things that a lot of people have done since I've been doing this channel, and some of my subscribers has been with me since I started this in 2017, they will tell you that I would not talk politics, anything like that whatsoever on my channel. And I will be honest and tell them, I say, because I'm ignorant to politics. I don't understand politics, so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm into people ticks is what I would tell them. But God, somehow, y'all, something happened and politics made its way into my life because it tried to make its way into our church. And that pulled me into it to defend my kingdom that I'm a part of, which is God's kingdom. So anyway, my point is saying all that is now you guys, I always had this phrase where I would talk about certain things that's going on in life. And just because it's happening in life to human beings does not make it political. People starving does not make it a political issue. It's a human issue. People dealing with things regarding law, domestic abuse, child abuse, all these different things that can happen to a human. You can't sit there and take that and say, that's political stuff you're talking. No, it's a human thing I'm talking about. Just because it's talked about in politics does not make it a political thing. Anyway, that's the reason why I want to say that, because Stephen A just made a point that what he said is not political, but people will take what he's saying and say, you are talking political. No, he says talking about human things, or he's just stating certain aspects of different things that's been dealt with in life right now. It's a lot of people that want to throw politics into it and make it a political thing. Let me digress and get back to the video.
Did I tell somebody, leave illegal immigrants alone? See, I'm not sitting up there. Is there anything that I said that spoke on policy? Did I tell somebody, leave illegal immigrants alone? Did I tell somebody, close the borders? I took no position. Not that I don't have one. I'm just saying that's not what I said.
I guarantee you, he's for Biden. He's one of those people. Okay, we're going to wait. I'm just going to assume.
I'm not voting for Trump. You do it.
I told you.
God bless you. I'm not voting for Trump. You do it. God bless you. I'm scared he's going to provoke civil war. I didn't get into his policies.
He is scared that Donald Trump is going to provoke civil war. Let me tell you guys something here real quick. Actually, I'm going to tell you real slow because if I go real quick, you guys are going to say, dude, you talk at the speed of sound. Like, by the time your words come out your mouth, your lips are following behind. No. That's the reason why I literally wrote this down, folks. I literally wrote down what Stephen A. said earlier when I said speak on policy. He literally is saying it, I guess, in his way, he's not talking on policy. Why in the world would you think that Donald Trump is going to somehow bring about civil war? Like right now, y'all said that he incited an insurrection, never been charged or convicted of it at all. Now he's going to start a civil war. This is the same stuff that y'all were saying when I first voted for the first time in my life, which was 2020, and I voted for Trump. And I'm going to be voting most likely for who I'm going to pick this year, who I think is going to be best candidate. Anyway, the reason why I did, because I looked at policy. And that's one thing that I'm telling you right now, whether you get offended at it or you don't. Black people, they are relying on us not to read into policy. They want us to vote off of character. They want us to vote off of who's the most charismatic, who is nicer, who is sweeter, who doesn't offend. How is that working for you right now, black people? How is it working for you right now? Answer the question. How is these migrants coming in and getting treated better than what y'all are working for y'all right now? Huh? Reparations, they showed you know where your reparations went? To those asylum seekers, to the migrants, to the illegals, giving them money every month, giving them free housing, giving them money to go shop at stores where they can get their culture-like type stuff from, while along what you get. So what are we talking about policy? I'm not saying that Stephen A. hasn't, but I'm going to assume that he didn't, because if he knows anything about what Trump policies were and what they really push, why would you think and assume that it's going to incite a civil war? A civil war between who, by the way? Let me digress and get back to the video.
God bless you. I'm scared he's going to provoke civil war. I didn't get into his policies. I'm just talking about how divisive somebody in that office being that way, what kind of trouble it can cause.
What is it? What is it that Trump that was in office, what is it that he caused? Because let me throw this in here. I got put on a domestic terrorist list from Merrick Garland via the White House because I stood up and spoke out for my mentees. I spoke out for my son against this crazy rhetoric of critical race theory and them trying to hypersexualize the children. I spoke out against this, and I end up being put on a domestic terrorist list to where while I was going to go do a TED Talk, different news organizations reached out to me, and I rolled with Newsmax. I had to pull over near a cell phone tower and do an interview right there on the spot because I was informed that I was on a domestic terrorist list. Now, I didn't get anybody reaching out for me from NAACP. I didn't get anybody reaching out to me from the Rainbow Coalition. I didn't get no Al Sharptons. I didn't get no Jesse Jacksons. I didn't get no Black Lives Matter for a black man being put on the domestic terrorist list for standing up for his child. How dare the biggest thing that a lot of us get the bad rap for? When I say us, y'all, let me just keep it real. The biggest rap that a lot of us get, when I say us, I'm talking black men in this case. I know white men do it too, but in this case, I'm talking about black men in particular. One of the biggest things that we get the rap for is not having fathers in the home. I was that. I am that. Raised two good men. Right now, yeah, they're men. They're 22 and 20 right now. And by doing that and doing what I'm supposed to do and standing up for them, because the whole world ended up seeing it and it went viral worldwide, all of a sudden, I'm a domestic terrorist for what now? It rolled off my back. It didn't scare me. I spoke and said what I needed to say, and that was it. But my point is, what he's saying right now, what are you scared of that Donald Trump's going to do? Because it's this administration. It's the man that said, if you don't know if you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. That individual, that president, that administration put me out there as a domestic terrorist. Y'all, if none of y'all seen it, check it out.
Ty Smith, a parent fighting against CRT. And for that, now he's considered maybe a domestic terrorist by Joe Biden's Justice Department. Ty, we wanted to bring you in because we saw that fiery exchange you had as well. I don't have time to play it, but it's very interesting to me that you're in Illinois. Keisha is from Florida, but was in Virginia. The point is, this is national. This isn't bound by state borders. It's not bound by right versus left ideology. Turns out caring for your kids is nonpartisan.
Right. It's absolutely just absurd. I mean, if they want to label me as some sort of domestic terrorist, I think I need to kind of redirect them to who the real domestic terrorist was, AKA the summer of love that we just had with Black Lives Matter, burning different things down and different groups. And with George Floyd death, going around tearing up neighborhoods, tearing up stores, so-called saying they're doing this all in the name of reparations and all that. I think they got the wrong definition of what a domestic terrorist is.
So tell us what your pushback was as well. Keisha said that they were teaching a derivatives critical race theory in the school. She pushed back. She didn't like that. Well, what is yours as a parent? What didn't you like your kids being taught in school?
Oh, my son's going to be taught that they can do anything they can and they want to in life, just like their dad did, as long as they put their mind to it. And I will never put this type of ideology in any child's mind, that they will not be able to accomplish what they want to in America based off their skin color. If that was the case, why are these different countries trying to flock to America for the opportunities that America has here? If there was a such thing as this race theory that's actually prohibiting any person of color from achieving any goals and dreams that they want to in America.
So what do you think of Keisha's idea of a mass exodus from the public school system?
I think that is absolutely 100%. I will back that up. I will push parents to do that, because what they're trying to do is indoctrinate our children to bring in this crazy ideology that is founded and rooted in Marxism. And if parents do have enough, encouragement and see that there are a lot of people on their side, I think that would be an awesome thing to do to show America that we are not joking around when it comes to our children. They think they can do and say what they want to our children right now.
Very, very quickly, Ty, this school board, they're paid by your tax dollar. They should be answering to you, yet you don't feel that. I would say that they're not answering to you. They're telling you what to do. Final thought.
No, absolutely not. If I'm paying you, and I'm paying you, that means kind of like you're my employee. You don't tell me what to do. I'm your boss. So that's the type of attitude I'm going to have towards that. And that's the type of attitude a lot of parents need to have towards these school board members. They need to be reminded that we are the ones that's paying them, so they need to listen.
And therein lies why the school board and the education unions are pushing the FBI and Merrick Garland to push back against teachers, because they don't want that. They don't want the world to know that you, in fact, Ty Smith, are the boss and they are working for you. Ty Smith, thank you so much for your time.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, y'all, let me get back and we can finish this thing up.
But I'm down in Texas. When you talk about the immigration crisis at the southern borders, I know you're telling the truth. That's a problem. You got to do something about that. And how do I know this? Because I got Latinos and Latinas coming up to me and telling me, I didn't just make this up. They're like, man, we have to stand in line. That's not political. That's life. That's life. You on the left, that's what they're doing. You Biden is 82 years of age. You on the left, you're depending on an 82-year-old man in the year 2024. 82. 82. Sorry, no. I don't agree with it. It's not political. That's me being 56 and saying, damn, I ain't in the shape I was in at 36. Life's a little different. So how am I going to feel when I'm 80? That's all.
All right, folks. So shout out to the Rubin Report right there. I want to go a little bit more to that. That last little part right there, y'all, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. There is nothing wrong with an individual being 80. I have some friends right now. I have some colleagues, doctors who are in their 80s, and they are with it. They are sharp. They're brilliant. Matter of fact, one of my closest friends and mentor, he's 80, and he's sharp as a whistle. Now, he can't get around like he used to, but he still works out. He rides a bike, but he's just not as with it. I mean, at 82, why should he be? But he's with it. My point is this. I have no problem with Joe Biden being 80. I have no problem with anybody being 80. What I have a problem with is that you're 80 and you really come off as being somebody that has pre-dementia. Plain and simple. He does. I'm not saying he comes off as having it. I would say that if we were to have him get around me and some of my other colleagues and they diagnosed him, they would say he has it. I had people that work under me and from Chicago down to St. Louis to different facilities. I have people that work under me that are speech pathologists, and they called it all day long and said that. They would love to give him a BIMS assessment. You know, I'm talking about Joe Biden, so I have no problem with the age thing. Just a problem with how your mind is at that age, plain and simple. Anyway, folks, shout out to, again, the Rubin Report, and shout out to Stephen A. just for bringing this particular truth. Now, I don't agree on everything he said. He's told you he's not going to vote for Trump. He said he thinks Trump going to start a civil war. He don't know Trump. He don't know Trump's policy. Well, maybe if you read Trump policy and what Trump is going to be bringing, perhaps that would change it, or unless the ones that's allowing you to stay in the platform that you're on right now is pretty much pushing you to say what you're saying right now. I don't know. I would love to go in there and chit-chat with him about it. He has Charlamagne the God on there, who I think is just kind of all over the place. To me, a lot of times, Charlamagne the God is just tossed around with the wind, you know. But that's just my opinion. I would love to talk with him or Stephen A. all together. Get some realness in there. No fake stuff, no agenda or anything like that. Just talking about these issues. Anyway, with that being said, folks, let me know what y'all think of this whole ordeal. Make sure you get into your cell phones. Let somebody know about this channel in your contact list. If you have social media, let somebody that's in your social media contacts or your social media, whoever follow you or you follow them, DM them, direct message them, and tell them about this channel and encourage them to subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it if you did that, all right? Let me know what y'all thoughts is on this. I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.